Hi guys, Dorothy here, professional astrologer. Today I'm going to talk to you about the week of November 19th. We have a full moon in here, and we have a whole bunch of other things that are going to keep us motivated to move, to learn, to educate ourselves, to celebrate family. I'm going to tell you all about that, so stay with me. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining me here today. You can find me on the web, nhastrologer.com. This is my profession. This is not a hobby. This is what I do. So gather some information, sit down, take notes, or hit rewind. You know what? And if I'm talking too fast, you can slow the speed down, because I do talk too fast. And you can even turn on closed caption, and you might be able to hear or to read what I say. All right. Monday and Tuesday, the moon is in the sign of Aries. And what that means for both of these days is that we will feel animated, able to take steps, to take charge, to head and dig into whatever it is that we need to do. It's a great way to start the work week because the moon in Aries is super fiery and we are motivated to get things done. We are coming up to a holiday, which is Thursday, is Thanksgiving in the U.S. So it's always a really busy week prepping things for home, family. That's the moon in Aries. So we have a lot of good positive energy behind us to help us with that on Monday and into Tuesday. I'll tell you more about the other 2 days before Thanksgiving in just a second, because I want to also talk to you about Mars is in the sign of Pisces now, and on Monday it squares, so it just connects up with Jupiter in Sagittarius. You know what this means to me? Nothing to do with Thanksgiving. This means those folks out there, you guys who are listening, who have been waiting or putting off taking classes that help your spirit, help your soul, help you feel good, something you've been wanting to do. This square makes us feel like we are ready to do it, because square energies can create stress and tension, so we can finally take some action. And both of these zodiac signs are mutable signs, and that means that we can sort of go with the flow a lot. But Jupiter and Sag for the next year, all about learning new things, immersing ourselves into other cultures, and or just learning about new things that we have never been interested in before. Jupiter moves through here every 12 years, so we now have an opportunity to really explore what that means for ourselves. All right? So that's what Monday has to offer. Lots of fire, lots of flair to get things done Monday and Tuesday, and the overall picture of Mars squaring Jupiter, feeling like I want to learn something new and immerse myself into something new, new education, new spiritual things that are really good for my soul growth, because that's what Mars in Pisces has a lot to do with. So that is Monday and into Tuesday. So is there anything else I want to talk about on Tuesday? Let me take a look. On Tuesday, we do have the moon in an opposition to Venus in Libra. So this is being in sync, in harmony, in balance with your partner. It could also be you're not in balance with your partner. So stay connected today as well as you can with your spouse, business partner, best friend. Stay connected today, because this opposition will be really helpful for that. All right. We also have, not until looks like around 6 p.m. on the East Coast, Moon and Uranus are in the same place. And that's the final degree of Aries. And what that does is that really lights a fire under us. And so this can be a little stressful, high energy, maybe argumentative. We're feeling really fired up. And this is Tuesday evening, okay, on the East Coast. Keep an eye on that one. Anywhere between 5 and 6 p.m., we're going to be feeling like, lots of stress, or a very heightened sense of energy and excitement. It doesn't have to be negative, okay? All right. So then 6:43 p.m. East Coast, the moon moves into the sign of Taurus. This is a great place for the moon for the next 2 days, since we are coming up to a holiday here in the U.S., that is all about food and beauty and celebration. And that's what Wednesday and Thursday has a lot to do with, that we really want this to look fantastic. We want it to be fantastic. And whatever fantastic means to you, everybody celebrates differently, but it's really important that we let me put my book down, really important that we are focusing in on what it is we love, what it is we value. Moon in Taurus, we value home, we value family, we value the beautiful, lovely sensations and smells and tastes of all the food and how it is presented. This is what we're all really going to be focusing on Wednesday and Thursday. And again, we remember, if you're not doing Thanksgiving, because I know not everybody will, or does, because not everybody in the U.S. is watching this. Other countries do too. Remember, it's a day when we are focusing in on our senses and what's important to us, what I value, what I love, what I want to see, what makes me feel great. This is a day where we will be focusing on those things. Actually, 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. So that's the 21st and the 22nd of November. So keep that in mind. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, love what you're doing and recognize it. Don't just go through life with blinders on. Stop. Smell the roses, if you will. Recognize what is beautiful around you and really pull that in, okay? That's a fabulous way to use Wednesday and Thursday's moon in the sign of Taurus. Now, also on Thursday, the sun has moved into the sign of Sagittarius. And so what do we want to do with this? This is a great Thanksgiving, if you ask me. And again, I know a lot of you aren't celebrating Thanksgiving, but let me speak to that first real quick, since that's where I'm at. Have fun. Bring in, outside of your tradition, bring in new dishes to taste or to try. Have somebody bring something new from their culture. I want you to get out there and to explore something new and different. You know, my first Thanksgiving that I have ever had outside of what was traditional for my family, I went to a girlfriend's house and she's Italian. Everything she cooked was Italian. There wasn't a turkey to be seen. All Italian food. It was so awesome. It's like I still talk about it today. Yes, Dino, that's you. And so it's fantastic. What a wonderful way to have Thanksgiving, right? A whole new culture. Just try to explore something different for yourself, all right? And for those of you who aren't having a big meal and none of that interests you whatsoever, still go out on that day that sun enters Sag. It's a great way to honor it. Go out and discover something new. Read something different. Get out of your comfort zone. Sagittarius wants to learn and explore life through experiencing things. So no matter where you live in the world or what you're doing today, find a way to explore new things, all right? Now, just a little assignment for everybody. I'll do my best to do that too. On Thursday night and into Friday morning, so it depends on where you live, we do have the full moon in the sign of Gemini. If you're on the east coast of the U.S., the full moon is just after midnight. It's 12:39 a.m. If you're on the west coast, it is on the 22nd at 9:39 p.m. If you're in other places in the world, east coast time zone is +5. So from Universal Time, GMT. So you'll have to figure that out. I can't do everybody's time zones. That would be crazy. What do we do with the full moon in Gemini? Full moon in Gemini. There's a little bit of a tug of war with this one because, and we're in this pattern now. We've fallen into this pattern, and it's going to happen quite a few times next year as well in 2019. Is we have a full moon, and the full moons represent awareness. So we're able to release things that haven't been working for us, right? Whether it's over the last 2 weeks that we planted a seed and we tried to work something out, or if it was 18 months ago, somewhere in May, I'm going to put the date up on the screen. I can't remember it right now. May of 2017. Again, I'll put the date up for you. That's when the new moon was at pretty much the same area where this full moon is. So 18 months ago, you might have actually initiated something, and now this week actually, November 22nd, 23rd, the full moon we have will enlighten you or show you how far you've gotten with this and what it is that you need to release. Because everything we work on, not everything stays. We work on something and things sort of just fall to the wayside, or we release things. So when we have a full moon at 0, which we do, 0 Gemini, it's all about thinking and communicating. It's important, we don't have to do anything, but I'm still going to say these words. We must release some things that are no longer serving us, whether it's from the last 18 months or from just the last 2 weeks. That way, we can use the 0 degree of Gemini energy where the moon is full, so we can initiate something new. Now, we don't typically initiate new things at full moon. Full moon's about releasing. So I'm saying, let something go. And when we let something go, that 0 degree of Gemini is now going to help us to, oh, maybe I'll do this. But we're not going to do anything for a few weeks. We're just going to think of something because it gives us space. If our hands are full, we can't pick anything else up. So that's kind of the point of a full moon. Got to let some things go, but at 0 degrees, I want to start something new. So as soon as we release something, something new will come to us, and then we're going to wait a few weeks before we initiate action. Because Mercury is retrograde at this point. Oh, you know, while that is mostly about slowing us down so we can see what it is we need to see before we initiate new action. So basically for the next 2-3 weeks, we're not initiating new action, but we may be getting ideas. So write those ideas down. And at the end of December, in a few weeks, we'll be reminded to see if the things that we thought of now and over the next couple of weeks are something worthy of beginning new. All right? So when we let things go, something new has space to come in. That's what this full moon is all about. Let me grab my notebook again. And that is what Thursday and Friday, the energy of all of these things have to do with the hunter's full moon. Okay? Okay, so we're going to move on to Saturday now. The moon's still in Gemini all day Saturday. So talk, communicate, let people know what you're feeling, how you're thinking. And, you know, that goes on for Friday as well with the full moon and with all of this Gemini energy. So keep that in mind. Talking, communicating, driving here, driving there. It's a big shopping weekend for a lot of people. I'm not a fan of shopping, so it won't be for me. But it is for driving here and driving there, finding deals, finding bargains. And actually the energy is pretty good for that. So have fun if that's you. All right. And if you're not a shopper, like I'm not a shopper, just know that there can be a lot of communication over this weekend, Friday, Saturday into Sunday, which is fun. Touch base with people, a lot of texting, lots of Instagram, lots of whatever you want to do to stay in touch. That's Gemini type of communicating, right? All right, so Saturday, have fun. Lots of little activity going on. Now, how do we finish the week up? We finish the week up with the moon entering the sign of Cancer in the middle of the night, Saturday night into Sunday. And when the moon moves into that sign, we want to nest. We want to stay home. We want to beautify the house. Maybe if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you're winterizing your house because you haven't got to it yet. Maybe you're decorating for your holidays coming up in December. This is the moon in Cancer. Traditionally, it's a good weekend for that. In the Northern Hemisphere, winterizing, right? Well, not all of us, but most of us. At least where I'm at. Yeah, winter's here, but it's still fall, and it feels like winter. Complaining about the weather. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to leave you with that. Spend Sunday hanging out at home, doing what home things mean to you, whatever that is for you, because that moon in Cancer, we don't really want to be anywhere else but at home with family and just really having kind of like a caring, nurturing, kind of take care of myself kind of day, or take care of family. And that's what Sunday's all about. I'm going to leave you with that. Happy Thanksgiving to my American friends. And everybody else, I hope you have a wonderful full moon. Remember, we're going to let some stuff go so something new can just kind of sneak its way in, and we'll get to work on that over the next few weeks. All right. Blessings. See you soon. Namaste.